kidding you. So we moved our stuff to storage on May 25th, and Gary's last Sunday was May 28th, and we were going to move from Freeport on May 30th. Today is
June 7th.
June 7th, and we are leaving Freeport now. What took us so long? Let's go down that road. Hello, faithful people. I'm Orlean, and you're watching Roads of Faith. Why are we still here? It's a little bit beyond the date we were going to be. We were only going to be here 5 days past Gary's retirement at the most. No, past the day that we took everything to storage, May 25th. And then we were only going to be here till the 30th. So we have been cleaning and packing things up, and we have the things we had to pack up, of course, were clothes that we needed for that time, food, and all that stuff. So we're all done. We're pretty much loaded and ready to go. I just wanted to do a quick walk through the house and just see if there's anything I missed. So I'm going to turn this around so that you can see that, I think. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is our dining room. This is where we had a lot of family get-togethers, and it was awesome. But, now it's time for us to go to the kids' house, and they can have the family get-togethers, and we'll go there. Had a little dry sink over here in the corner, and the dining room table here. And to fit all of our kids, we had to put an extension that went into the living room a little ways, so we could all sit at one table. We didn't have a big table. I had a hutch over here that held my good dishes, and then we had a red pew bench right here that the kids would sit on, and then they could sit up to the table, and we could get 4 little bottoms on that bench. This was the kitchen. It wasn't a huge kitchen, but I loved it because it wasn't a huge kitchen and everything was right where you wanted it. I just love that kind of a kitchen. So this is the living room. This was the front door that hardly anybody ever used because everybody came to the garage door, which is the way it should be, right? And, that's the way friends are. And this is the living room that's the couch that we had it covered. And in front of it, we had a coffee table. And then above it, up in the wall up here, we had our family pictures, all of our kids' pictures on big 8x10s, including the dogs and the grandkids and everything. It was a neat thing to see every day. We rarely sat in the living room. And when company came, we always sat in the dining room, at the dining room table. This is where the piano was that we sold. And over here on this part of the wall was where we had our parents' pictures and their parents' pictures and our picture. And it was all the weddings for our different pictures for our family. This is the bedroom. I won't go into a lot on this one, but we did sell some things out of here. We kept our sleep number bed. Going downstairs. This is going to be a little harder for me, I think, emotionally. Okay, down here, we had a little coffee table right here, a little round coffee table that had a Formica top on it. Had it since probably the 1960s when I was a little girl. And we used to color on it and do all kinds of puzzles and things. So we had it all those years. Our children used it, and now our grandchildren played on that too. We're leaving the maps for the new pastor. They said they love maps. Over here was where we had the little kitchenette and the little little table and chairs and a toy box that I think I have to double check on this. I thought my dad built it, but my mom doesn't think so. So we're not sure. It might have been a neighbor of ours that built it, and then I painted it and put some Sesame Street characters on it and stuff. That was pretty neat. Had that for years. I don't know what I'm going to do with it now. It's in storage, and I'm debating. Right here was where I had my craft table set up, and this is where I made, I think, 7 or 8 banners for the church. Well, we were here the 5 years we were here. These bookshelves were here, and they're staying here. This was where the entertainment center was that we watched TV at night. Not very often, but we did watch it a little bit. And especially in the wintertime, we loved the fireplace. And above the fireplace, on the mantle, right up here, right on the mantle, was our kids' graduation pictures. And their baby pictures were next to the graduation pictures. And then on this bookshelf, that had all kinds of pictures on it too. So it was, the couch was just facing all of the family pictures, except for the chest or cabinet that was behind the couch. It stood about this high, if you can't tell from my hand. It was about a table height length, and that had lots of pictures on it too, lots of family pictures. So whenever I came down the stairs, that's what I would see. I would see the toys, I would see where the kids played, and I would see all the family pictures. This was very appropriately dubbed the family room. And Gary's office, he left some books for the new pastor. He left some things, the desk, he left that for him. So that's going to be for the new guy. So that's kind of the tour of the house. I guess there's a few things that we left besides the desk for the pastor and some books for him to go through. I had some things in a closet up here that the new pastor's wife said she would love to have, because I think she's going to start a preschool or something, or a daycare or something. So I left her just a few things, just a few little things. Some pillows. You cannot donate pillows anywhere. So I thought those might be kind of fun to have for little ones to sit on during story time or something like that. And so that's what those are for, and a few toys that she wanted. So that's it for the tour for the house. Everything is done and ready to go. Hello. So it's been a couple of days since I started that last part of the vlog, and I wanted to just finish this up today. Why were we in Freeport so long? It was funny. I was looking through the videos and I realized that my camera did not videotape or record the guest rooms when I was giving you the tour of the house. So really quick, the bedroom that our moms used all the time when they came, then they would come for 2-3 weeks at a time, which was great. It was a beautiful room. It was very serene. It was had a white bedspread, and it had sheer white curtains and pastel greens and things. It was a very serene room, and they had their own little wingback chair in there that they loved to sit in, and they had their own little TV, and then they had a bathroom on that end of the house, so they had everything all to themselves, a little area there just for them. And then across from that was the other guest room, which was called the Americana room, and it had a patchwork quilt on it, and it had some other fun little things in there, and then it had a glider rocker, and it had the crib. So that was where our kids would stay when they would come. And we've had a lot of company over the years, and that was great. And now we're just going to go to their houses instead. So why were we in Freeport so much longer than we planned? Well, a big part of it had to do with the fact that we really didn't allow enough time. Gary retired the 28th of May, and for some reason we just thought that we could be out of there 2 days later, and that just wasn't a very realistic thing to think of with all the stuff that Gary needed to do to get ready for the next pastor and have things in order for him, and all the things that he didn't even get a chance to do. He didn't even get a chance to really go through his stuff in the garage or anything like that. So a lot of that stuff was just thrown into boxes on the last day when we were moving and brought with us. And we're still doing some purging and some downsizing. I found out that there's a Facebook buy, swap, and sell page here in Wisconsin, where we're staying with his mom for a couple of days, for maybe a week or two, and so I'm going to try and sell some more things from that. So the really, I guess, I don't know how to say it. One of the good things that came out of the fact that we were still there longer than we anticipated was that we were there when someone from our congregation, a young man, had a very tragic death on June 1st. We were going to leave the 30th, then we were going to leave the 31st, and then we were going to leave the 1st, and that morning is when we got the phone call. And he was a daddy, he was a husband, he was a teacher, a coach. It was a very big funeral. And Gary was able to be here to do that. We were able to be with the family, with his wife and children. So I guess things really worked out in the end. Kind of knocked the wind out of our sails for a little bit there, but we were glad we were there. So why it took us so long to leave, it was just a combination of a lot of things, but mostly we didn't allow enough time. We didn't allow enough time to say goodbye to people. We didn't allow enough time to finish the packing and all the other stuff we had to do, and it all worked out in the end because we were there for Lisa and her children, and for the congregation as well. Gary also preached that last Sunday too, just to be there for his people and our congregation. So I guess in hindsight, we maybe should have retired a little sooner, and maybe then just done a different date for our departure, maybe a couple weeks difference or something. We didn't have to rush to get out of the house or anything like that, but we just maybe should have allowed more time for that. So that's it. I'm rambling because we're just kind of trying to get caught up on some sleep the last couple nights since we've been in Wisconsin, and we're still looking for an RV. Today we're doing some more donations and some errands, the bank, and some other things that we had to do. So it's going to be a day away from the normal purging fun stuff. So we'll be back again with some more stories about how we're doing and everything. So stay tuned. Bye-bye.